We begin with that hockey mom caught on camera charging onto the ice to stop a fight during her son's game. We're going to talk to Gina O'Toole live in just a moment, but first, here's how it all went down.
That center ice is going to get the crowd going.
We've all seen brawls on the ice before. Hockey players going at it. But this? A player's mom sporting a pink coat and purse storming onto the ice to break it up. Yep, that's exactly what Gina O'Toole did at her son's youth hockey game. It all started when a fight broke out in the middle of this game between the Boston Raptors and the Connecticut Tribe. Watch as the ref blows the whistle, but doesn't intervene. The players continue to tussle.
Ref's just standing there.
A second ref then skates over to break it up, while his partner fires off another whistle. That's when a finger-wagging Gina O'Toole, mother of 16-year-old Mark, seen here, takes matters into her own hands, shouting at the ref. She says to get the game under control. But some people in the crowd started shouting at her. The video instantly went viral and got so many people talking.
One hockey mom took matters into her own hands.
A hockey mom takes her anger right to the refs when a fight breaks out.
So mad that she actually walks onto the ice in the middle of the game.
The fight broke up as Gina left the ice, but one question still remains. What did her son think about his mom's scolding? And Gina O'Toole joins us now live for an exclusive interview. So good to meet you, Gina.
So nice to meet you too, Robin.
The number one question was your son's reaction. Mark is here. He opted not to talk about it, which I can understand. So what has his reaction been?
Initially, he thought he was going to be grounded for fighting. And he was a little embarrassed, but he understood the reasoning why I went out there to stop it. And he knows it's not something that we encourage him to do, but he has partaken in a few hockey fights. And we try to tell him to, try to, turn the other cheek, let the referees handle the game, and that's their, responsibility, and they eventually will do that.
Some people might turn it around and say, should you take your own advice there and letting the refs?
I did. I tried. I waited.
Because when we see the tape, that's already a minute or two.
That's already a minute
into the fight.
Into the fight.
Right.
The fight initially started in front of the tribe net, where one of the Raptors was jumped by two opposing players, and a good 15 to 20 seconds of fight was in full progress before my son came over and tried to intervene to stop the fight, and it just got, as you saw, progressively worse, and the fight just kept going and going and going.
So you're a hockey mom. You know that you even tell that old joke. I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah.
So you've seen this before. What was different about this one? What made you get up and go on the ice?
I've seen fights usually between one or two children, and the refs usually step in immediately, break it up, okay, separate. That didn't happen, and what concerned me was the feeling of the blows to the back of the head, and a child going down the ice of maybe a potential head injury. Concussion. With concussions are a very prevalent thing in youth hockey, and when I went on the ice, a lot of other parents were screaming, "Stop it! Stop the fight!" People were banging on the glass. "What are you doing? When are you going to break this up?" And I just found myself opening the gate and walking onto the ice and saying, "Hey, you need to get control of this game. What are you doing?" And he turned around and he yelled at me and he told me to get off the ice. And I said, "You need to do your job." You
felt compelled to bring the purse with you too?
I said that. I said, what was I supposed to do with it? Throw it in the stands and say, "Hey, could you hold this? I have to break up a hockey fight."
Yeah, that wouldn't have gone over too well. Then the reaction, as you know, has been mixed. There have been some parents who are like, yes, because you're right. Concussions and injuries with youth hockey and other sports, very important to put a stop to that. But then there were others, because we heard especially some male voices, get off the ice to you. What did they say when you went back into the stands?
Well, I was told a lot of people were concerned if I fell. And they were, you know, because a lot of the people that were there were feeling the same feelings that I was feeling, that what is going on, this is insane, it's gone on too long, why aren't the referees stepping in? And I was told that people were more afraid of me falling and injuring myself than...
That was hard to get out there on that. How was the car ride home with Mark and the...
Oh, he had a second game that evening. I had called my husband to come down for that game. I went home.
You'd seen enough.
Yeah.
Any regrets, Gina?
Well, the one thing, I did feel bad for the next couple of teams that were coming out on the ice. They were younger children, and they had, you know, their coaches and the younger kids were there, and I feel bad that they had to see that display of unsportsmanship conduct and maybe some colorful language that came from me. And to those children, I apologize too, and those coaches.
Lessons to be learned all the way around.
Yes.
Hey, Gina, thanks for your willingness to come over and talk.
Much.
Hey, Mark, I saw Josh came over, others came over and gave you a hug. It's, you know, it's being a 16-year-old. It's being a 16-year-old. Thank you all so very much.
You're welcome.